Hello, hello. How's it going today? It's another nice afternoon, weather-wise as well this time. The day for me has been going well. It has been a challenging day. It's not often that you start the day falling back asleep on the road. Excuse me. But, made it through. Made it through. Uh, I, I just absolutely am happy to be home. I'm actually already asleep, if you can't tell. So, yeah, that's what I'll tell everyone when I already tried to lay down. I was hoping to be able to go straight out and, hit the bed and just be asleep, and it's fighting. So, I grabbed a small snack. Well, quite small, and beverages. So, see what I can do. And all that said, I will be as quick as possible while really enjoying the subjects. I have a couple of topics today that I really like and came across them by accident too. So, jumping straight in. The first one was actually dear and near to my heart because I had this idea a while ago and I assumed that it was easily possible, but it looks to be easily simple and easy. This, excuse me, this company here. Now, first of all, this is the first time I've seen this site, the Creators Project.vice.com. And first of all, the name tells me it's probably a subject I like, so that's cool too. Crystal nanoflowers, architectural chemistry. Cool. All right. Anyway, that's not the article I'm reading, but yeah, I'm getting distracted by the side stories. Anyway, now what my idea was, as I go into it, because essentially the exact same thing, but my idea was just to take all of this plastic that we have that's been unusable and recycle it, and all different types of plastic, different types of fills or filaments, but you could use them for 3D printing. And though it kind of brings you the same issue, you really have closed the system, or close the system, close the circle on recycling of plastics. If you can reuse the used ones, then they're saying the only 23% of the 50 billion plastic water bottles America uses every year are recycled. Now that's interesting. I thought it would be much lower. In the video, well, okay, actually, let's play this video. Let's take it back to 0 and let's give it a play. It's only a couple minutes, so.
First off, this logo means it's recycled.
Well, let's go ahead. Okay. For real this time. Hi. Okay, don't get mad at me, Comcast. Why will you not unclick away? What is going on?
But this logo means it's recycled.
That's a good spot.
The truth is, this only means it can be recycled.
Indeed.
I wanted to know why so little is reused, so I went to figure it out.
I probably should preview videos first. Itself. Oh no, I didn't see something. Let me also just throw in right here that I love 3D printing. The concepts behind it, at the very least. Yes, go to the landfill. Ooh. Yes, chop the plastic up in little beads, looks like.
So, turns out the cycle of plastic is pretty complex. But this is basically the problem.
Okay.
There are different types of plastic. Products might look the same, but the type can be different. There are ways to tell this.
Good night, Mike.
but trust me, it's not great. So the few people that sort our waste obviously make mistakes. This means that plastic is not 100% accurate. The guys that design the plastic machines want them to be as efficient as possible.
So you want to be able to
So
separate
the
them
machines are very fast, but also complex and pretty expensive. The factories that use these efficient machines to produce huge amounts of products don't want to use recycled plastic. It might damage their machine or slow down production. It's just too much risk.
Okay. Okay.
My goal was to set up a small workshop which runs on local plastic waste.
Hey Dave.
I asked people to bring me their
Good morning, Dave.
plastic and bought an old shredder to chop it into small pieces.
Okay.
To turn this into products, I needed my own machines. So I designed a set of machines that are less complex, easy to use, and produce small series. I start to make them.
Okay. Wait. Glue. Oh, I know he's practicing. Okay. 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 All right. Oh, there's another video. Is there a third one? Oh, snap. Huh. Hold on. So there are a lot of implications with what they're wires. I personally want to be able to coat my own kettlebell in its own design. Well, here, hold on. Let's take a break before I go into this next video. I noticed that I started getting distracted going down the rabbit hole and looking over the page, but I did have an idea. I mean, just looking at what they're looking to accomplish, I want to be able to have my own workout equipment of some type and to be able to set up a 3D printer that will print a covering around an original object, reach around the corners and all of that stuff. And I would like it to be in any design I want. I want to be able to essentially say, okay, you have, well, for example, on onit.com, they have the zombie kettlebells and the orangutan and the gorilla and chimp. If you could set that kettlebell, a standard kettlebell, just set it into the machine, a few hours later, it's coded it in whatever design you want with it being balanced and with the proper design like they have to do in all steel, which is probably still, overall for longevity. It's like they kind of joke around about, 3,000 years from now, another culture will, be digging through the ground and they'll find this kettlebell and they'll say, they must have worshipped these. It must have been so important to them that they made steel version of it. No, of course not. But, that's how we do with every other culture in the past. Like, yes, the toothbrush is so important. This is everything about their life. This arrowhead must have taken them 40 years and 3 generations to really do. So, things like that. It's the type of assumptions we make, and the whole linear concept. I mean, if you go to 4 parts of the country right now of the United States, you'll have 4 different areas. You have 4 different accents. You'll have 4 different ways of saying soda. Pop apparently is used quite often over a large chunk of America, and to assume that the 1 or 2 things that we find from these ancient cultures that just so happen to be in the ideal situation to last is what they're all about. And that I actually, even with the example of the United States, the idea that there's some areas of the United States that don't have high-speed internet. Different areas of the world can be at different technological stages at different times, or even at the same time. So it's an interesting history plug in there. It's interesting how it's always such an assumption that they know why people are doing things. You know, we could say, oh, there's a toilet over there so that they could use it, you know. But to say, this brick right here, it's shaped this way because they were going to use it. They were going to use it to build a toy, which means they had a lot of time on their hands. I mean, their economy must be doing really well. So they're having leisure time. You know, stuff like that. It's just, it goes a little past its point for me. But all that said, I watched the second video, and let's see. Let's just see. Let's just see, because it looks like it's heading in the direction we kind of thought here that we discussed. So yes. Yes, Philips tape player. Cassette tape. Different types of plastic. Different colors. It must be the same type, I think. Ooh, measurement. Ah, he is doing it. Oh, he's like making his own color palette. Isn't that cute? Nice music. So this isn't even 3D, using it to 3D print. He's talking about just molding it into something. Which is a form of 3D printing, yes, but it's not the new type of 3D printing that I was thinking of. It's like valve gasket. Oh, a ladle. The dreidel. Okay. It's spinning, it's spinning. Oh, manual 3D printing. Okay, there's more creativity in it. Looks like wire. You could recoat your own wire with the 3D printer. How crazy is that? It's very 0.5 generational, but this is really good. This is really good. Plastic candle, I think he's saying with that. Or no, those are candle holders. Little toys. Goodbye, Dave. Okay. Ooh. It's a chair. Now, one of the coolest things that, this is a little bit off topic, but I think that the idea of a 3D printer being widespread is a perfect example of this. But one of the biggest tells of technology that, at least the a lot of design shows that I watched, and of course studying science, technology, and society, I read a couple of books that were really, really great. But one of the things that with chairs is that chairs exemplify a new technology. If you look at the single mold chairs that you remember from elementary school that broke and were horrible, really, but think about it like this. That was a single molded plastic chairs. It started a revolution. So that's the type of, that is, I mean, imagine the ease of manufacturing and the spread, the automation of it. Goop of plastic, chair. Excuse me, quick, safer, in theory, and the amount of time it would take to make the amount of time it would have taken to make a chair previous to that would make you think that there was a different level of separation with having lots of chairs, you know, things like that. But being able to, for example, go down the street, pick up plastic. I mean, imagine a countrywide recycle project where you're walking down, I mean, not walking down highways, you know, I'm not recommending this to anyone, don't do it. But something where everyone looks around for plastic. If plastic then had a value, you talk about how many people would quickly move into. I would get every school system out there. You need new equipment, you need better chairs, better benches. Find a designer, get a bunch of kids to, summer donate to your school day. And all the parents and the international field day, you walk around and you just look for recycled plastic, or you bring it in, and you say, okay, we now can furnish an entire auditorium. We can refinish all of the seats, for next to nothing. I mean, and I even think that his, to kind of take a step back into the video, his level of using the plastic, it seems very, very, very simple. Very simple, very mechanical, but I mean, like I said, it was like step 0.5, probably a 5-step process that you really could see revolutionize. Well, yeah, it'd just be an art revolution. Art's important, and somebody get out there, get creative, and make something. That'd be just fantastic. The What else is there to even talk about with that? I really like the idea of changing the world. So, uh, all that said, I guess I will take my leave. You know what? Here's a quick one of plastics and technology changing the future, and really, this picture is horrible, so I'll skip over it. These new spin-offs of Star Wars, which, to say a spin-off is weird. It's almost like Scooby-Doo meets Luke Skywalker or something, like one of those old 70s cartoons that had awkward, combination shows. But a horrible picture of weird looking guy, or weird expression guy, I shouldn't say that. The main thing is that there will be spin-offs, and I'm not sure how a lot of people feel about them, but you always have to wait, give it a chance. That's about it. But in essence, if we're going to change the world, you have to start somewhere, and Star Wars may not do it, but if you're able to look around your house right now and look at all of the mess and junk, hold on, that fan right there, everything works, but I can take that fan, that clothes hanger, the coating over the rack, the shelf up top. I mean, there's plastic right here in this shot that I could take and just say, let's repurpose it, just move it around. Now, it's not very consumer-esque, but talk about utilizing waste. It's like, there are ideas out there right now, but it's like saying, well, how about we just take this nuclear waste and we make energy out of it? It's something that has a direct utility in its own design purpose, just reused in a different way in it. So that's awesome, and I like it. I like it. So, all that said, do have a good evening. I'm going to try my best to fall asleep. Help me.